In light of a message of hope that comes with the Pope's visit, and the optimism naturally felt throughout Christmas season, these are three scenarios I see playing out in the not too distant future for Lebanon. The first scenario, and the most unlikely of the three, is peace, and a peace that's in Lebanon's interests. Whether it's cold or warm, armistice or bilateral, direct or indirect negotiations, all of that aside, but there's calm, and a calm that benefits Lebanon. A real end to regional wars fought within our geography, and a point in time where Lebanese can finally pick up where they left off before the civil war started. And a let go of Lebanon by the Iranian regime, where they cannot benefit from having an external proxy within Lebanon's boundaries. Far-fetched. And sectarian demons finally addressed. However that happens, whether it's the never implemented Senate expressed in Ta'if or an alternative route, but the point is sectarian concerns are addressed, reform measures are taken, and the economy grows in a way that is good for Lebanon and not short-term interests within the country. Tourism is guaranteed every season, not by threat of war, but guarantee of peace. And the Lebanese diaspora can engage Lebanon once more in a meaningful way, with hopefully some returning seeking better opportunities here. And of course, the international community protects Lebanon, a neutrality that's ensured, demanded locally, accepted regionally, and protected internationally. More than Security Council resolutions, a summit that ensures Lebanon's place in the region, and a protection from regional war permanently. And the Pope leaves a Lebanon finally at peace, within and without. The most unlikely of the three, but not a bad Christmas gift, if one can dream. The second scenario, more likely than peace, but not one we should push for, a war that ends all war, where the Israelis push further into Lebanon, occupy swaths of the country, depopulate parts of the south permanently, where walls are adjusted at will and military outposts become permanent fixtures in the south, more reminiscent of the 1980s and 90s, before the Israelis left in May of 2000, and the Israelis go after Hezbollah in ways that are unthinkable, to the point of no return for that group. Built on a false assumption, in my opinion, that the Israelis want to disarm Hezbollah. I don't think that's true. It doesn't seem to add up. If history proves any lessons in Lebanon, it's Israeli reluctance for the better part of nearly 2 decades to get involved as Hezbollah grew from 2006 until 2023. And those are years of quiet on the border. Real quiet, not on Lebanon's terms, on Iran's. In that scenario, the Israelis are going beyond what they consider a threat to themselves. Unlikely. It may be wishful thinking for some of Hezbollah's opponents, all the more so when Lebanon proves itself incapable of disarming the group. But that's fanciful thinking, and I don't think the Israelis want to go there. What they haven't dealt with is Lebanon's burden, and that unfortunately has more to do with what Iran can still do in Lebanon by avoiding Israel. The third scenario, and the one that I see the most likely to play out, is the word that I dread the most: stability. Stability, unfortunately, is the gravity of this country, and it's by every single actor across the board. Locally, the type of voices that once criticize a group and want to push them to disarm can suddenly defend the group from further pressure and can adjust themselves by restraining measures and avoiding confrontation. On a regional level, the worst version for us, yet tolerated by our nominal friends abroad. And resolution is the opposite of stability. Resolution means ending the problem once and for all, not a push for a quick deal with the Israelis while external threats remain in the country, not the type of short-minded endeavor that resuscitates the Lebanese state to a point and then allows it to collapse months later. No one wants to return to 1983 to 1984, where a message of hope, albeit not through the Pope, was quickly diminished, and suddenly Lebanon returned to war, but was stabilized years thereafter to the point where we are today. And more unfortunately for us, Hezbollah can guarantee stability. Hezbollah can abandon the south when necessary, but Hezbollah will remain in the rest of the country as long as Iran sees interest here. Lebanon's interests have to be more than just heard, but implemented. Otherwise, the Pope's visit makes us feel better. Christmas brings warmth and family reunion, and then early next year, we're back to where we started, a Lebanese government that quickly defends the problem instead, making it easier to confront the Israelis rather than challenge Iranian interests in the country.